Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Me. All the things. Yes, here we go. How's the throat? Is it doing okay? Yeah, I think it's doing okay. I think I'm all right. I think I'll be there. Good morning, good morning, good morning. One more thing. Wait a minute. I said I was good. Clearly I'm not. Oh, let's do this. Hi. Welcome to Thursday's live taping of Podcast Pontifications. My name is Evo Terra. You are joining me live, and that's awesome. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my glasses off. I'm going to get that shine because they're very flat, and I get that shine. And I keep forgetting to take them off. But here, I've done it. I've taken them off. Right. Anyhow, you're watching the live taping of my recording of my podcast Pontifications. What you're hearing right now, what you're seeing right now, is only going to be heard and seen by you. It does not go in the actual podcast itself. That's coming up in about 3 or 4 minutes, because right now, I'm just trying to get my throat warmed up. Just trying to be ready to go. Say all the things. You can skip all of this stuff if you would like to. Podcastpontifications.com is where you'll find this episode and all the other 400 and whatever I've done at podcastpontifications.com. And in fact, at 10 o'clock today, Phoenix time, that's about 3 hours from now, this episode will be live. It'll be emailed to people who have subscribed to the newsletter. It's free. It's called Podcast Pontifications in your inbox. There's a big old subscribe button, and it takes you down to a little box where you type in your email address and you get it. And yes, of course, you can listen to it on your favorite podcatcher of choice. I don't really care. Up to you. But this is just the live stuff. So I can say good morning, Oscar. Good morning, Betty. Good morning, Arlen. Betty once again says this is the best part. The unscripted Evo just doing his thing, I guess, as it were. I'm going to take another sip of my ginger. Well, that's not ginger tea. My soaked granulated ginger to keep the throat a little bit nice and cool. Yeah, so thanks to the 3 of you I just said hello to who are watching. This is live on LinkedIn. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitter. We're live on, did I say Facebook? If I didn't, I meant to say Facebook. Those are the 4 platforms we're on. I can just read them. LinkedIn, YouTube, Periscope, which is Twitter, and Facebook. Yeah, that's how people are watching live. And they're commenting, and I can see their comments. That's why I said good morning to those people who said hello to me. So you can do that as well. Today's topic is going to be knowing when to say no to podcasting opportunities. A valuable skill to develop as we progress along our lives as podcasters here. So I will do that for you today on the program, as it were. All right. So let's see. Have I got everything done? Is everything working the way I want it to? Are we where we want to be? I think so. Oh, somebody just made another chat. Comes in here. Hello, Sophia. Good morning to you as well. Right. So we'll adjust that over there. I'll adjust this to maybe, I don't want that too close so I can see it. It's the problem with working with a single monitor, although I prefer a single monitor. Maybe I like 2. I don't know. It's been a long time. Morning, Dawn. Look at everybody filing in for the morning stuff. So, okay. There's that. Where did the other thing go? Where's my QuickTime? Where's QuickTime? Right there. QuickTime's up. OBS is up. Notes are up. Great. Let's read this cold open, shall we? Podcasting's recent growth spurt has resulted in a concentration of benefits at the top. But many mid-level podcasters are seeing more opportunities. Not surprisingly, not are all worthy of a yes. That's what I will say when I start the show. But this clearly has not started the show because I'm drinking tea. Not tea. Ginger and water. Because I'm a glutton for punishment that way. Okay. Let's do this thing. Shall we? Okay. Podcasting's recent growth spurt has resulted in a concentration of benefits at the top. But many mid-level podcasters are seeing more opportunities. Not surprisingly, not all are worthy of a yes. Hello and welcome to another Podcast Pontifications with me, Evo Terra. Podcasting is growing big time. Podcast Index is tracking close to 4 million podcasts, nearly 250,000 of which published episodes in the last 10 days. More articles are being written about podcasting in mainstream media. We're seeing more consolidation internally to podcasting, plus a lot of companies on the outside investing money to get in. Now, that means opportunities are abundant. But should you get... Hang on. I'm about to sneeze. Oh, sorry. I just got this horrible sneeze halfway through my opening. Okay, let that not happen. We're going to do that again. Ali, apologize. I'm going to remember where this is when I finally do the edits. But, goodness, that was too much ginger in the nose. This, by the way, is the great thing about podcasting. Not so much the live stuff, which is why the live stuff for me is more fun and fun for you. So thanks for joining me as I get through this. All right. I think that tickle is gone. Oh, that's what I did wrong. So here I am. One of the reasons I also it's funny because I saw a weird word. Totally. All right. Reset. Podcasting's recent growth spurt. If I lost it now, we got it. All right, yeah, that's where I was. Podcasting's recent growth spurt has resulted in a concentration of benefits at the top. But many mid-level podcasters are seeing more opportunities. Not surprisingly, not all are worthy of a yes. Hello and welcome to another Podcast Pontifications with me, Evo Terra. Podcasting is growing big time. Podcast Index is tracking close to 4 million shows, and nearly 250,000 of them have published episodes in the last 10 days. There are more articles being written about podcasting in mainstream media, more consolidation internally is happening in podcasting, and companies outside of podcasting are investing money to get in. Now, that means more opportunities are abundant. And of course, you should totally get yours by saying yes, quite a lot. But as you and your podcast and the space itself continues to mature, it's important to know when to say no. Like last week, for example, I passed on a deal, sounded very promising, right in my wheelhouse, all the things were right, but the client had a very unrealistic timeline. Like, really unrealistic timeline. So I passed. Someone else will pick it up and do it and crank something out very quick for them, but it's not the type of work I want to do at that pace. It just won't be as good as it could have been. You, probably like me, have noticed that guest pitches by guests, pitches by PR companies who want to be a guest on your podcast, whether you have interviews or not, they're increasing in a big way. And what I've also noticed is that the PR peeps who are sending out these, hey, would you like to have my client on your show? They are getting way better at inflating the guest's profile to us podcasters. And also promising, big promises of success. But we're not dumb. We should not be fooled by that. Because getting a big guest on your show, or even deciding, yes, I don't do interviews, but I will because this big person wants to be on my show, well, remember, any big bounce you get from your guest is likely just that. It's a bounce. Not a lot of it sticks around. So make sure you're doing what's right for you. More companies are now experimenting in podcast advertising, which is benefiting podcasters at all levels. Just recently, I got a pitch for a few of the shows that I rep, and I don't do that as a full-time thing. I got a pitch for by an advertiser to put some ads on the shows I work with, and it was for an extremely niche B2B software component, which had absolutely no business being advertised on the podcast that I represent. And they wanted a host endorsement nonetheless. We might have considered doing it if it was a programmatic deal, but it's just not worth the potential damage to the reputation of the host by recommending something that clearly they've never, ever used. And I don't want future campaigns to perform less well because we took one single opportunity. Conferences and workshops are just flying into podcasting now, and they're all looking for people to present. And I won't disagree, being on in a workshop or at a conference, presenting there is a great way to boost your profile. But there's also an unfortunate way to be guilty by association. How much vetting can you do for these people that want you to speak at their event and deliver a workshop? I'm sure you're going to do a great job, but what about everybody else? What's the underlying motive? What's the makeup of the people who are there, and how will that look? More importantly, how full is your calendar right now? Can you fit it? Maybe not. Collaboration efforts are also increasing. People want to do more stuff. Now, generally speaking, as you know, I'm a big fan of collaboration. I suggest it almost every time at the end of the show. I say, get with another podcaster and talk about this. And I want to do that. But I also understand that really can stretch you and me and everybody way too thin. Or you may find that the collaborator you're working with or want to work with, they have a different energy level than you, maybe more, maybe less. And if they have more than you, do you want to be that guy who stands up with his hands in his pocket during the group presentation? Probably not. Now, you may find this odd coming from me, the dude who preaches the gospel of approaching podcasting with an abundance mindset. But weirdly, I think this idea of saying no actually plays into that. If you treat these opportunities, or so-called opportunities that come to you, as abundant assets, not scarce ones, then you start to look at these opportunities differently. Yes, by all means, you should examine the opportunity, take a few minutes to read the email and see if it's right, but don't worry about giving it a pass if it's not ideal for you. Because you have an abundance mindset, that means another deal will come along presently. And if anything continues the way it's been tracking right now, much more frequently. Next week is the final 4 episodes of Podcast Pontification Season 3. Wow. Also next week, people who have subscribed to Podcast Pontifications in your inbox, that's the newsletter I send out every day, are going to get a sneak peek of some Season 4 changes. Oh, also, I'm just a handful of subscribers away from the magical 300 subscriber numbers. Ooh! So I'd love to see it tick to that number by the time I go on break at the end of May. So again, podcastpontifications.com, and enter in your email address, and you'll get an expanded and a more polished version of the rough draft I'm delivering to you right now. And I also appreciate all of the new people who have purchased a membership at buymeacoffee.com/evoterra. Membership just means I get a recurring coffee from them every single month. If you'd like to do that as well, I'd certainly be grateful. As you know, there are no episodes from me about Podcast Pontifications on Fridays. Not yet, at least. So enjoy your weekend. I shall be back on Monday with yet another Podcast Pontifications. Cheers. Oh my goodness, what a rough start. But I think it worked. I'm going to switch to the chat room now and see how you all made fun of me for my multiple gaffes as this thing has continued. Let's see what you had to say. Betty is telling me about her Mac 27-inch is amazing. Yeah, I'm thinking about going an iMac. Don clearly saw my screw up. Take 2. Oh, that's funny. So Don Burnside in here, he's made a comment that talking about bad advertisers, roofing companies want to get work with his podcast, which is called White Roof Radio, which has nothing to do with roofing. It's a mini show, whatever. So, got it. Da-da-da. Oh goodness, Betty got kicked out of LinkedIn, so she's over onto the YouTubes now. So yes. And I got 2 strong arms from Matt, so awesome. Thanks for that. Hey, if you're brand new and you just happen to get into the stream right now and you're wondering when I'm going to talk, you just missed it. So you could back up and watch the entire live stream. I don't recommend it because I screwed up a lot at the beginning of it. My recommendation would be just to head to podcastpontifications.com. That's where everything will be in, what time is it? 2 hours and 45 minutes. And as I said at the end there, if you put your email in, Podcast Pontifications in your inbox will be delivered to you. You get a nice, polished, and slightly expanded version of the things that I said. Also a link to the audios in there as well. All that's available. Right. Okay, that's it. I'm going to get these things done so I can get about my day, which is busy. I'm sure your day is busy once as well. Hi, Andrew. Thanks very much. Thanks for Arlen and for Matt and to Betty and to Dawn and to Sophie and to Oscar. Everybody for being here and watching. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday and your Friday and your Saturday and your Sunday. I'll be back in your ears and eyeballs Monday morning, bright and early. Yeah. See you then.